Savannah called his name again, this time louder, and nudged his shoulder. Still nothing. She slipped her hand under his t-shirt, and her face folded into a grimace. Her husband would sweat in his sleep at times, especially after a long night in the studio. But the cold dampness of this skin this morning was different. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Kyle, what the... She pulled her hand back from under the covers and stopped mid-sentence, horror-stricken as she stared at her fingers. What she initially thought was sweat wasn't that at all. It was blood. Unable to move the lower half of her body, Savannah gripped the covers, slowly pulling them away from Kyle. A high-pitched scream that originated in the pit of her stomach slowly crept upward and made its way through her lips. Her husband's body was completely covered in blood, and now so was Savannah's ivory satin nightgown. Kyle, what's going on? She asked. Is this some sort of joke? Kyle! She grabbed his shoulder, struggling as she turned him from his stomach to his side. Her eyes fell on the deep gashes in his back, and her screams filled the room again as she fearfully pushed herself away from Kyle's lifeless body. Her movement was so fast that she fell from the bed with a thud. As she tried to regain her footing, she spotted something on the floor beside her, a bloody knife. Her entire body was shaking, and tears poured from her eyes as she stumbled into the far wall and took in the bloody scene before her. Dead. Kyle was dead. This couldn't be happening. When? Who? Why? Savannah willed the events from the night before to come back into her head. She'd gone to a movie premiere with her manager, and even though she'd had quite a few drinks, there were no blackout moments. But she must have been more drunk than she thought, or else, how could this have happened? She couldn't make sense of it. Was he already dead when she climbed into bed last night? Or what if it had happened while they were sleeping next to each other? Her eyes darted around the room. Could someone still be there? Was she in danger? Oh my God, Savannah said, the confusion and fear making her queasy. Think, Savannah, think. She closed her eyes and tried to focus her thoughts. She'd seen enough movies to know that calling the police wasn't the smartest thing to do first, especially as a black woman. As soon as they arrived, they'd take one look around and assume that she was the killer. There was no way they'd believe that she'd found him that way when she woke up. The thought of being handcuffed and locked away for a crime she didn't commit was just as frightening as the fact that her husband had been murdered in the first place. She wasn't built for prison. Savannah finally regained as much of her wits as she could and made a move to the nightstand, picking up the red Celine bag she'd carried the night before. She reached inside and pulled out her cell phone, staring at it for a few moments before she scrolled to the contact she was looking for and made a call. Hello, she croaked out when the call connected. Please, I need your help now.
Chapter 1. Bradley. Now that's how you take care of business. My daughter Desiree gleefully sang my praises as we stepped triumphantly through the doors of a high-rise building in Manhattan. We bumped fists, the gold Rolex on my wrist sparkling in the sunlight. We were leaving the offices of a rival law firm. We just finished a pretrial negotiation on behalf of our client, Lisa Randell. She had been the picture-perfect trophy wife to her high school sweetheart, turned millionaire broker and husband. She'd been a full-time mother to their 4 kids and never worked.